Welcome back to the #1 alpha show in all of crypto. We talk about altcoins, we talk about meme coins, we talk about everything going on in the space. And guess what? We also talk about drama because we have so much stuff to talk about when it comes to Solana. And today I got my boy, co-host, Bill the Bull. How we doing today? And what's your thoughts on the market, my man?
Let's fucking go. Drama galore in the market. Bad for Solana, good for Base, Pulsechain, and ETH. We'll get into that. And we have a new sponsor, which is great on the show. Chris, you want to tell them who we're all about?
Yes, sir. Today we are sponsored by JuiceBot, where the juiciest trades are right at your fingertips. It's a fast, secure, and easy to use Telegram trading bot offering gamified rewards, all powered by the Juice token. If you guys been trading this space, you understand bots give you an advantage. You want to set buy orders, sell orders. Also, look at your favorite coins on Solana, big layer 1 blockchains like Ethereum. You need a trading bot, and using these trading bots, it can level yourself up as a trader, make your best entries, make your best exits. And we firmly believe JuiceBot is definitely an awesome tool that will not only lift up your game in crypto, but give you the edge on other traders. So guys, please check out JuiceBot at juicebot.app. Bill, any thoughts on JuiceBot?
Well, JuiceBot, I think you hit the nail on the head. You need to have some sort of edge, right? In order to make that wealth as a degen, you just need to print at lower market caps. I mean, that's just the name of the game. So we do want to recommend JuiceBot just because the fees are less and they gamify it, so you get more money. So the fees, instead of the company taking all the fees, they actually gamify it in a way where you can stake the Juice token. So highly recommend checking them out. But regardless, whatever you do as a degen, you need to use a bot. Straight up. That's how you get the snipes. That's how you get the 50K market cap projects. And as you know, Chris, that's exactly what the Solana cabal was doing. You know what I'm saying? Ooh, Libra, rip.
Yeah, man. We got to talk about Libra. We got to talk about Murad, because I found something about Murad that was really wild. So I need to get your thoughts on this, man.
Shout out to Henry. I can't pop I can't screen share some of the comments, but it was hilarious. So Henry is hilarious. I control that, N-word. And the reason he brought that up is, guess who said that, Chris? Do you know who said that? It's hilarious.
He's the guy who launched the Melody.
Hayden from right? Hayden from Libra, who's like literally the most strangest body composition ever. It came out in text messages that he was basically bragging that he can control Malay's sister. And so basically paying her, and Malay would do anything he wanted. So it's hilarious. Like, this is like, he's fucked. Like, straight up, he's fucked. It's like an international scandal. Siphoned off hundreds of millions of dollars. Yeah, I definitely don't want to be that guy. It's only a matter of time before sentencing happens.
Yeah, absolutely, man. And we definitely need to talk about that. And what we'll do is I'll give you guys the brief overview, I've already gone through and looked at this. I saw CoffeeZilla. I went way too deep in this, and then Bill will give you his takes on that because I didn't hear about what's going on with his sister too much. I saw a few things, but I'm curious to get your perspective on that. So we'll definitely go through that. But lastly, anything else on JuiceBot? Also, one other thing I want to say. We will be doing TA on the Juice chart later on. This is definitely one of our picks going on to the future. And hey, man, we're really excited to have this team being one of our first sponsors of the next layer. And I'm definitely excited about this. And I just want to say shout out to Bill for setting this up because I think we got a really great partnership going on.
And the good thing about them is, in case you guys don't know, they're OGs in the space. So if you guys know what Mong is, Mong community, they've been around, I think like the end of 2021, it was the whole, we're all degens here, right? They embody that. Like, it was a whole Sherman coin. There was like a Congress coin that created Mong. BitLord was a huge proponent of it. So anyways, it's a diehard community, man. So it's we're honored to have them on the show. And as I like to say, let's fucking go.
Good stuff, man. Good stuff. All right. Well, enough of all that stuff. We got to talk about drama. We're turning to the next layer, the #1 drama channel ever. I'm just kidding, guys. We don't talk about drama that much, but I want to give you guys a brief overview. And I was looking for a tweet that gives you guys the meat and potatoes. So, long story short, the president of Argentina, Milei, reached out to a team and said, hey, I want to do a meme coin launch. And this was supposed to be an experiment, see what happens and all that stuff. And the team behind this meme coin launch was involved in the Trump launch, the Melania launch, and then a couple other tokens, if I recall. So when they reached out to this team, they created this meme coin called Malay, launched it out to the market. And what was crazy about this was when this project launched, we had snipers go in and make millions and millions of dollars off of sniping the supply. And we saw the price crash about 93%. Right after that, we had KOLs like Thread Guy, FaZe Banks, a lot of these big names get absolutely vilified for promoting it. And then on top of that, Malay is receiving a lot of heat. And here's the best part about this entire scenario. Dave Portnoy was actually involved in this. And what happened was someone reached out to him, told him about the launch, and then he was sent some tokens, from my understanding, in his wallet. And once he received the tokens, he was about to shield this project, but he sent the tokens back. And then he basically went on to space, told everybody, like, hey, they sent me a bunch of these tokens. They wanted me to promote this project. And I told them, if I receive tokens, then I have to promote this project. The team told him no, and that's why he sent them back. So after that happened, supposedly, I think he bought another bag. The price goes up, then it crashes. Dave loses all of his money. He reaches back out to the team, and the head of the team, Hayden, actually refunds his money back to him, but doesn't refund anyone else's money back. So long story short, this thing's an entire mess. It's an absolutely absurd. And Alex over here gave us a great brief breakdown of what happened. The Malay coin looks like a clear case of fraud and corruption, insider trading outreach. Professionally managed token launches requires team to operate under the most extreme secrecy. Libra was the exact opposite. Launch details leak. The team cashed out on $100 million in 2 hours, extracting over half the cash available in the liquidity pool at its peak. A negative 97% crash ensued. Criminal, it warrants an investigation. Now, the other thing I forgot to mention in the story was the insiders. So, from my understanding, Thread Guy, I think it wasn't
involved though. It turned out he wasn't involved.
Yeah, he wasn't involved, but there's two other guys that was with him. It was Frank, and then there's that other guy that does like the really small snippets of what's your favorite meme coin.
Is it the fat dude?
No, he's not the fat dude. He's like the really skinny guy. He stole Thread Guy's credentials at the Bitcoin conference. Razmir.
Yeah.
So there's actually messages leaking out that Razmir was given information that the launch was happening early. And this is like the main concern, that when you have these meme coins coming out, this insider information is causing sniping, dumps, and whatnot. So Buildable, I want to get your take on this situation, and then also give us a brief breakdown of what's going on with Hayden and Malay's sister, which is kind of crazy.
Yeah, so it was a crazy weekend, man. I wasn't obviously, I didn't even like ape any of this stuff. Like, I've been so like done with Solana for a while, just because it's like every time there's a hype launch, like it's already at like $2 billion. So I actually was like watching, happened to be my computer when it launched, and it hit 2 billion. I was like, I don't even have money on Solana. I don't really care right now. So I just wanted to watch the shit show. And next thing I know, 15 minutes later, it's at like 900 million, and people are just freaking out. And then he deleted the tweet, Malay. So obviously it's been very entertaining to watch. I truly do believe it's very much needed. Like, there's just so much nefarious activity that's really affecting all of us in this space, whether you're in Solana or not. No one holds anymore. And it's created a culture where strong memes, especially on Base, Pulsechain, Ethereum, have gone to shit because people are chasing the next big thing. So on one hand, it's very good that they're rinsing everyone out. I wouldn't want to be this Hayden guy at all. He's the dumbest motherfucker I've ever met. He's like literally every prosecutor's dream. Like, he was just going on literally just like telling anybody his story, which is just incriminating himself. So it's very entertaining, but it's a huge deal. As you say, is this the end for Solana? It definitely could be, in the sense of, like, if you look at the Solana, I think ETH chart it's already been sky high. So it's about to rip downwards. So I think now the market, people are tired of what's going on Solana, not being able to hold for more than like 10 minutes. It's just becoming a joke. And then, Dave Portnoy, we could talk about that. But yeah, with the whole sister thing, it just gets crazier and crazier. Literally, text messages are leaking that he says he can control Malay because he can get access to his sister. Basically, this kid's fucked. 28 years old, his life threw away. He probably was worth $100 million or something just by siphoning off every little launch. They're the same ones who did the Melania launch. But it just goes to show there's some really bad actors, and Jupiter's involved, and so was Meteora. They're not, in my opinion, they're definitely complicit. So yeah, man, it's just really, I wouldn't want to be in their shoes, but I think Base, Pulsechain, and Solana are going to reap the benefits, and we'll get into why. But I think people are realizing Solana's toast. Like, why enter that playground when you can be around strong projects on those other chains?
Yeah, man. And hey, you gave a great analysis about what's going on with Solana, and I do agree with you. I do think it's not going to have that much liquidity in there. And if you guys are watching the next layer, the one thing I broke down for everybody, Jump Finance was the market maker on Solana. They are the ones that brought in so much liquidity into this chain, and they got charged by the SEC for market manipulation as being kept hush hush. Ever since that happened, we haven't really seen anything crazy go on Solana except a few meme coin pumps. So what I see happening on this chain is you got all these meme coin pump and dumps. You got Pump Fun, who's making $100 million a year, and that goes into the Solana token.
Bro, they're making way more. Pump Fun's making way more than 100 a year. I think they were making like 3 million a day or something crazy, or $1 million a day. It's crazy.
Okay. Yeah. So we'll say like they're making probably somewhere between $200 to $400 million a year on average. I think that would be fair to say. And because they're taking this out in the Solana token and then they're pocketing it, it's like a back-end extraction that nobody sees. So based on the market, I do think Pump Fund for this market has the best product market fit use case utility, because you can make coins and stuff and people like doing that. The only problem is they're making fees and they're taking off the chain and they're removing the liquidity while trying to bring retail on. So in reality, it's being shown as like a really great opportunity to change your life and make life changing me. But if you go through the back end, look at the numbers, look at the on-chain analytics, it's showing that it's basically extracting from retail traders. And so what I like about Pump Fund is anybody can make a coin. What I don't like about it is there's no means of investment, whether it's they use those fees to burn a token or there's some sort of like ownership in a token. Because if that were the case, then you could bring people on and be like, hey, we're launching tokens, but here's our main token that we used to burn fees. That would be like a small ownership of the protocol. That will work out perfectly because people will be like, all right, I'll own this token and not screw around. But in reality, that's not the case. So how I see this playing out, man, is exactly what you said. There's going to be a rotation back to Ethereum. Ethereum is king. I don't care what anybody says. I'm done with all this. Ethereum's dead. Ethereum that, yada, yada, yada. And then on top of that, you got Base, which is absolutely crushing it. The rotation to Solana over to Ethereum and Base starts right now. And you have the opportunity to front run it. And if you choose not to take advantage of the situation, then it is what it is. You probably won't make it in this market. Billy Bull, any thoughts on what I just said?
I 100% agree. And not only that, people have to understand like Pulsechain is like a leverage play on Ethereum. So if you start seeing the money go to Ethereum, which I think is happening, like I'm telling you, no one wants to play around in the DGen casino. People are just like so over it. And now you have Portney who's come on, who's basically made a mockery of the situation, just launching rugs. But he justifies it by saying, I'm letting you guys know I'm going to dump at some point. And he's just rugging it after like a few hours. There's no real reason at this point for people to mess with Solana. You have the unlocks. People are going to start going to ETH. When they go to ETH, they're going to go to Base because it's hand in hand. And then Pulsechain is going to be the biggest beneficiary. I am so bullish on Pulsechain just because you guys have to understand, I think Richard bought Ethereum at what, 3,700, 3,800. He not only has the sacrifice funds, which is what, like 500 million, a billion, I don't know. But I think I read somewhere when Ethereum gets to 5K, I think you'll have an additional 1 billion. I think I read. I don't know. All I know is, what do you think is going to happen on Pulsechain? There's very limited scarce assets. They're going to catch a bid. And then you're going to have all the degens come in, and people like yourselves, like ourselves, are fully positioned. So I'm excited, man, and it's just a matter of time before Ethereum starts taking off, and it's not dead at all. I think it's just beginning, and I think I think it's going to happen soon. I guess I don't know what's going to happen in the blood moon. Maybe there's a market correction, but everything in the charts look good. But this was very much needed to rinse Solana. And later today on the show, Chris, I'll show you some charts on Base. I know some people have been talking like Frock. People are starting to realize, hey, we don't need Solana to make Solana type games on these other chains. Frock is a great example, and we'll talk about that later.
Love it, dude. Love it. No, great analysis. And like I said, when we say Ethereum's gonna pump, that includes like Base, Pulsechain, Blast. Like all these chains are beta plays on top of Ethereum. You can make an argument that I think Pulsechain's gonna receive the most liquidity out of the Ethereum pump, or you can say Base, or you can say Blast. It is what it is. But long story short, Solana is a different ecosystem outside of like the Ethereum ecosystem. If it's an L2 or kind of like, I like to say sidechain for Pulsechain, but I know all the guys get triggered, but I don't care. Like Pulsechain is kind of like a sidechain to Ethereum. These are going to be the ones that are going to do really, really well. And I think with what's going on with Solana was used to suppress the price of Ethereum so that the market maker comes in, buys up all these tokens, and has a more centralized control of Ethereum. I think this is what it was all meant to be. This was the plan from the get-go, and they needed something like Pump Fun and a bunch of these influencer clowns to come on and screw it up for everybody. Now, the last thing I just want to say, Guga actually had a great post, and I see him down in the chat. He said all the big boys are selling Sol and buying ETH. So you mean to tell me Binance is selling Sol to buy ETH, Coinbase is buying Ethereum, and Circle is buying ETH, but the timeline's still saying Solana is the chosen one? I never had more conviction in an inverse consensus trade in my life. Mute the noise soon. And on. So, Bill, any thoughts on this before we move on?
No, man. I think Goo's nailed the head. I think now I'm going to be following Goo into non-Sol season. He's been a Sol hater for a while, but I think Goo's on. I think, like I said, if you just look at the charts, Sol ETH ratio is topped. That means when it's topped, it means the rotation is going to happen. It's better to have ETH than Sol because you can get more Sol. Do I think Solana is dead? No, I know, but I just don't think. It's a very short attention span. And I don't think after what's happening on the Solana Argentina launch and even Trump's launch, any big institution, I think at this point is not going to mess with Solana. It's just too much radioactive material. I actually am going to say, Chris, it's going to be on ETH or Base. Truly.
Absolutely. And what's great about this specific weekly live stream, that is our bread and butter. 90% of what we cover is Base and Pulsechain, to be really honest with you. And then we got ETH, and then sometimes we go out into like the Blast ecosystem and some other sub ones. There's also a couple other chains blowing up, but see, the next layer is designed for Ethereum. We are Ethereum maxis and Ethereum beta maxis. That's how we roll, baby. So it is what it is.
Yeah, there's a ton of chains out there. I know like Abstract's doing well. I know, there's a lot, but I think you don't really need any of those. I think the top chains are going to be Base, Ethereum, and I think Pulsechain. And I don't think too many people are talking about Pulsechain, at least in the Base circles. But it's my job at least to let Base people know that. Like, honestly, I don't know if you know, Chris, like I'm actually stacking, and I have big bags, but I'm even stacking. I'm so convicted in PDI and Wrap Bitcoin, PWBTC. I'm actually buying more PWBTC and PDI because I fully believe it's going to peg. I just really do think so. And if not, it's going to go high. Like I think, and so I think that's my focus on, and that's how much conviction I have into those assets.
Yeah, man. And think about it this way. Is there more millionaires in the world than, all right, so if you think about hypothetically, there's more millionaires than actual Bitcoins out there, right? So in the future, owning one full Bitcoin is going to be extremely important. And what's going on Pulsechain with the P Wrap BTC, it's basically your second chance in getting in on Bitcoin at like $1,000. I don't know the price of it. It's like 1,000 or whatever. So when I saw this, $600. So you have the opportunity to buy Bitcoin at $600. And in my mind, I'm thinking you could always like at least get one $600 in this space. If you've been in this space for a while, I know you probably have $600 somewhere. Not financial advice. You get one and you secure that and say, all right, if this pegging happens, I have one Bitcoin, and then you can convert that into the actual Bitcoin. And congratulations, you're part of an exclusive club that not many people will be able to enter 5 years down the road. So
yeah, let me actually just show the chart real quick, because again, I think people need to understand, especially if you're new to the channel, why do we care about it? Because there's a lot of grifts in the space, right? Just grifters galore. Let me share this real quick, because and this applies for pretty much all of the Pulse ecosystem assets, like Alien and PDGC and PDI. The reason why we're bullish on these things, at least for me, longevity really matters. These are not coins that just came out yesterday. This has been out since May of 2023. That to me is a huge difference. This is not something that just came out yesterday. Oh, we're going to peg. It's not going to peg. This has been since May of 2023. In May of this year will be 2 years that this thing, PDI, the PRCs, Alien, I don't know when Alien launched, but like PDGC, all of them have been tried and true since this. Pulsechain is ready to move. So whatever happens here, I mean, yeah, I feel like this is the second chance at Bitcoin. But more importantly, I think Richard Hart, and I'm a Base guy. I love Base, but I think DeFi, the people's DeFi is not going to be on Base. The people's DeFi is going to be on Pulsechain. It's not going to be on Ethereum neither. Too high fees. It's going to be on Pulsechain. And Richard has the ability to, if he creates the people's DeFi, imagine the yield that's going to happen when ink prices are higher and you have PWBTC mixed with a PDI pool, or like whatever the case is. You're going to be able to generate passive income and hang out in the bear market for as long as possible. So yeah, to me, it's a no-brainer. Limited assets. And I think Richard has the opportunity and the funds to make this happen, really.
yeah, no, I agree, man. And to be honest with you, when Wrap BTC dropped down to $50 because everyone's like, Richard Hart floated on Christmas, I bought. And I sat there and I looked at that, and I was like, you know what? I'm going to take a gamble. I think this thing's going to go to peg. I got a number of Bitcoin that I've always strived for, that I know if I have, I'll be set for the rest of my life. I got that amount. I chilled. And ever since then, haven't even thought about selling it. I'm just chilling right now. And I probably won't sell it until I convert over to Bitcoin. So like I said, guys, this stuff that you're hearing right now, you hear about in 6 months. So we are front running the market. We're giving you the keys. And there's a good chance that everyone on Pulsechain is going to be repeating it like pairs, that little bit. And, we got to clip that bit and post it all over social media just so we get the credit. So, cool, man. All right. So real quick, I'm going to run through this really, really fast. And then we'll just get into some DGen plays, because I can see everybody in the chat's hungry for DGen plays.
Let's go.
But, all right. So your boy Murad, man.
Oh, yeah.
There's a rumor that he actually sold the keys to his wallets to a VC fund, and he's using that as a way to liquidate his assets. Now, when I first saw this, I said, I don't know, man. But when I saw the tweet, it had receipts, and that was a little bit different. When I saw the receipts behind this was crazy. So I'm going to show you a post real quick, and then I want to get your reaction to it.
Yeah, please.
So right here, Murad sold $20 million worth of SPX to Galaxy Digital for $13 million. But here's the catch. They didn't just buy his tokens. They bought his wallets. Galaxy now controls his seed phrase and is managing the exit quietly to avoid triggering panic. Somebody dropped this in my chat from a Galaxy Digital employee who leaked internal memos and chat logs. They confirmed that instead of dumping on chain, Galaxy's offloading SPX through private OTC deals while hedging with shorts. The wallets still look like they belong to Murad, but he's completely out. Galaxy's the one in control now. Since they hold the actual seed, they might not even sell everything themselves. They could be looking to sell off one of the wallets or flip the seed to another buyer. So this goes into the wallets involved. And then I want to just go through a couple of screenshots. This one talks about this is the insider in the chat going in saying like, hey, we got something going on here. This next one, let's see if I can zoom in on here. Get a little bit closer. All right, this isn't letting me zoom in. Hold on, let me back out. I'm going to see if I can show the screenshot. Here. Let me, Bill, give me a second. I'm going to try to download it on the screen just so I can just show the actual words. It's easier to see on your phone, but for some reason, every time I post it right here, I'm
Yeah, while you do that, I mean, I could just explain. The theory is Shrey was saying. If he does dump it, it's actually really bearish, of course, which is why whether it's true or not. I think you'll get into that. I mean, the officials have said it's not, but I don't think they're gonna say it is, because if it's true, I mean, it is gonna sell. So it's probably in their best interest not to disclose that. But that's why another thing is kind of like, take these KOLs' words for a grain of salt. You just need to, because as Solana has shown, they have no loyalty. They have no loyalty to, at some point they're going to start dumping. I mean, it's good for visibility. You have to make your own decisions. You have to make your own choices. You have to be willing to weather the storm about, okay, what's going to happen if they dump? Like, if your coin is subject to one person's opinions, I don't think that's a good thing. Same thing with Brett on Base. That thing's gotten fucking tanked. And if Crash ever sells and publicly sells, which, that project's done. It just straight up is done. So always, be cautious when like one person's talking about it. And I think SPX, it's literally Murad's thing. I don't own any. I hope it moons, but I don't really. I mean, I hope if this news is true, I mean, I'd rotate out ASAP.
Yeah, so it says right here, team confirmed the execution of SPX acquisition, and then right here, I know it's pixelated, but this says Murad's full position has been transferred under the agreed discount terms. Need to finalize risk strategy before we phase out liquidity. Understood. Need on-chain exposure. Recommend multiple book OTC transfer, shifting from liquidity pools. And then this is an email for SPX OTC acquisition, market risk management, classification, high priority, internal use, and then SPX OTC. Now I'm going to flip over to another email. I don't want to make this I don't want to go too crazy on this, but let me show this one real quick. Take a look at one more, and then we'll call it good in the hood. Let's look at this one. So I'm going to zoom in real quick.
Yeah, I've never actually seen this document. It's kind of crazy.
Yeah, following internal discussion outlined in email, Galaxy Original has OTC purchase as the wallet, has Murad's name right here. And the acquisition. Yeah, I know it's really pixelated, guys, but you can see in the tweet. It's a little bit easier on your phone. But long story short, I think the main point is there's allegations that Murad sold his crypto to these VC funds. And the main point I'm trying to get across is I like his thinking on how to get into some of these meme coins. I like his approach, but at the end of the day, he did start out with these VC guys. He does have contacts with them. I would take everything he says with an extreme grain of salt, because his impact on the meme coin market is huge. And there's a good chance that we'll see meme coins pop off, but it's not going to last forever. And guys like that are going to be telling you that it's not over yet while the market's dumping. Bill the Bull, your thoughts on this?
Yeah, man. I mean, when there's smoke, there's fire. You have to understand, like, at some point he's going to sell. I mean, it would make sense actually for him to transfer his assets OTC to one of these people who, I don't think they care. And then just kind of let the market know, oh, I still hold it. They'll deny. And then he capitalizes it. So he still wants it. And I'm sure they have leverage shorts going on as well to hedge. I mean, for them, it's like, crazy. So yeah, man, you have to take these big KOLs with a grain of salt. And I think, they're not your friends. They're really not your friends. And I think something with SPX, it's like, yeah, it's cool, but like, I don't know. Like, I prefer something. That's why I like Pulsechain. Why do I prefer something so I can like yield farm? I can do something with it. I think the Pulsechain assets you can. What the fuck can you do with SPX 6900? Like, be a fan of like cool anime? I mean, maybe. I don't know. I think there's smoke, there's fire. That's just me personally, but Godspeed to the XPX holders.
Yeah, man, Godspeed and all that good stuff. So, all right. Awesome. We talked about the drama. We talked about all the good stuff. Now, let's get into our favorite part. Let's talk about some meme coin degenerate plays. Actually, before we do that, we have one question from Henry Flores that I wanted to bring up. Should we still watch out for the blood moon? I'll go first, and I'll flip it over to Bill to get his perspective. I think the blood moon is something you definitely want to watch out for. Every time we have a blood moon, something pops off. I wouldn't bank I would not make like 100% bet, like sell everything in anticipation for the blood moon. But the way you play this is you have a little ammo on the sideline. You got like $1,000, $100, $10,000, whatever's best for you. Because if there is an event or something happens, you can deploy straight into the market. Now, if nothing happens and you're completely out of the market and the market starts full sending, it's not going to look good. Buildable, your thoughts?
Yeah, man. I mean, blood moon, something's gonna happen. I don't know what it is. I think my stance has changed in the fact of like, hey, you might need to sell everything before the blood moon, because I think that stance has changed. I still think something happens, but we haven't had that like crazy pump. If there was a crazy leg up and then blood moon was happening, for sure, start taking profits. Now it's like, okay, I think there's an event. I don't think the bull run's even close to being over. There's an event. It could do two things. It could be either a financial crisis in the real world that then starts ushering in money into crypto. I'm starting to think that's a possibility because all the charts look really good. Mustache TA has some amazing charts. So to me, it's like, okay, I feel money's coming into crypto and there's plenty of room up. How that happens. So for me, it's like the blood moon. I'm very aware. I don't touch leverage. So I would not touch leverage anywhere near, and I don't think many people should, because you'll fucking lose. And to me, it's just like, all right, like I'm in spot, so I'm just chilling. Like I don't really care. I'm not going to take profits. Not going to be aggressive, but I'm going to watch. And between now and the blood moon, if like the next leg goes crazy, then I'll start taking profits. But until then, man, just sit back, relax. I think these prices are at a cheap discount. I know Goo was talking about Miggles in a buy zone. I mean, Miggles, I didn't think would be at 60 mil again. All these coins. So if it's like have cash on the sideline, hang out, and just if something happens, start buying. Unless if you think crypto is done, which I think you're an idiot if you think so.
Yeah. No, great. Yeah, man, great analysis. And and the big thing is like me and Bill for the next couple of weeks, we're going to be covering our favorite plays in the next leg up. So this is the stuff you can add to your watch list, stuff to keep an eye out. Every show we always have like one or two new plays, or sometimes we don't, but we do cover past plays. So like I said, guys, take notes, because this is the fun section of the live stream where you can prepare yourself in the event something happens on the blood moon. So good stuff. All right. So I say, man, I'll throw one out there, you throw one back, and then we just keep rocking and rolling. Anything new or anything else that you want to cover from the past, man, I think it's all fair game. But I want to talk about a new coin that we had a call on our call channel. And so I know you guys saw the new call channel. It says the Verse Crypto call channel. We're actually going to rename that to the Next Layer call channel. Bill's going to start posting in there. Gugad's going to start posting in there. I'm going to start posting in there. So if you guys want the first plays, go down into the link below, click on the Telegram channel. You can get in there, because everything we do, we post there first, then on X, then we go over to YouTube. So if you guys want that first in alpha, join the Telegram.
Yeah. And by the way, thank you for the invite, because I think that's incredibly good. I think the Telegram room is going to be dope, because we're going to be able to talk, not like you just post like our thoughts before, because everyone can like listen to our streams, right? So it's great that we have the ability to post on there. Goo has amazing insight. You do as well. Your partner has it. I think I have decent bangers. So let's go. Everyone in here has to join that room. Don't be a loser.
Yes, sir. I love it, man. Absolutely. Wise words, man. All right. So we got to talk about a new play today. This play gets into Pulsechain. And ironically, since you brought up PRAP BTC, this is actually a reflection token for PRAP BTC. And it was also founded by the, I believe it was the PulsePup team and the Finvista token, which I'll show you the chart in a second. It's a crazy looking chart. But basically, the name of this project is going to be Dominance. Now I'm going to show you guys the chart. And then also shout out to Guga, because this was his find. I don't like to take credit for people who find really great projects. I always give my due diligence and let people know who found it first. But long story short, what is Dominance? So Dominance, it rewards on buys and sells 2.1% in PRAP BTC. There's a 1.4% PLS buyback, 1% auto LP. So this adds LP to the Dominance/RAP Pulse pool, so that the liquidity stays nice and thick. And then there's a 0.5% self-burn. Now, the goal of the self-burn is to burn the amount of tokens, so it increases your rewards in your position, if you choose to be in the protocol. That's the idea, and that's what gets into that auto claim. And this was founded by Finvesta. So just taking a brief look at the chart. Chart's actually looking really phenomenal. We actually had a beautiful rounded bottom. We had a correction from, I believe it was a $5 million market cap. I want to take a look at the fib tool.
Yeah, see what the fib retrace is. Is that the 888 or a little bit below? You should do retrace.
Yeah, I need to add the 222, but that'll be right there. So yes, we actually just passed the 888. So we came down to the bottom, nice rounded bottom, blew past the 888, and we're starting to meet.
What's the market cap on this thing?
$1.6 million market cap.
Interesting.
And we're actually heading up here to, I would say, about 2 million. It's going to be some resistance. So right now, the target that I'm looking at is we're going to come up, and then we're going to come into this resistance zone and test it out. We might trade a little bit sideways, but that's going to be our main target. And then the other thing we'll look at is the RSI. So one thing I love about the RSI. Oh, wait, you can't see it. My apologies. Let me get rid of the banner real quick. So one thing that I like about the RSI is right here on the daily, it was saying that it was oversold, and then it's starting to shoot up, and then it's getting into the 4.9 level. So what that's telling me is that it bounced off from being oversold, and if it maintains this level, then it's a healthy price accumulation. Now, if we get up into the oversold territory, we're going to have a snapback or a pullback. But typically, once you see this nice rounded bottom coming up on the RSI, it's called a hidden divergence. So based off all the indicators, what this is telling me is that dominance is ready to start going. Build a bull. Any thoughts on dominance?
Yeah, it looks good. I'm just trying to figure out what the because I'm looking at Dex tools. I'm one of the 5 people in the world still using Dex tools over Dex Screener, and this one's like it must be wrong because it's showing 153K market cap. Is that, what is it, like $1.60 something? Yeah, I don't know. I guess Dex tools is tripping. But yeah, I think, listen, I've always liked PWBTC rewards. Goose saying he's held for 2 hours or 24 hours and already 40 in rewards. There used to be tokens. Maria actually created some back in 2023. I don't know what happened to them. It was the same thing though. It was like amplifiers on Wrap Bitcoin. So that one though, I don't think gave you rewards. That one was just like extreme leverage on Wrap Bitcoin. So I think having the ability to have rewards and just chilling is a great thing as long as the price holds up. You know, that's the only thing with reflections. As long as it's there. So I mean, the chart looks good. It's completely bottomed out. And it's like a super low cap thing. So as Wrap Bitcoin goes up, theoretically, this should go up as well and make it more rewarding. So I'm very bullish on it.
Yeah, and the other big thing I just want to get across is this auto LP right here. The problem with reflection tokens is the liquidity always gets drained, and with this approach, it's taking 1% and putting back into liquidity pool. So it's going to have thick liquidity with Wrap Pulse, and hopefully, in theory, we'll have to see, but just in theory, keep the token going on in the foreseeable future. So yeah, guys, that was dominance. It was called in the chat last night. I believe it was at almost like a $1 million market cap right around when it was called, or 1.1 or 1.2. And the thing's actually absolutely rocking and rolling. So yeah, man, that's my first pick. Build a bull. What you got for us?
Okay. So I think this is the right chart. Let's go to baseline because I think we got to show some love to our base homies. So this one, I'm not saying buy, but I just want to show you guys that the appetite on base is there. And I think, as we were talking about earlier, you know, people want to be a part of a project that's going to stay around. So out of nowhere yesterday, Frock went from like nothing, 28K market cap, to over about $30 million. Now that's insane. Like GG to literally anybody in here. Like I'm pretty sure Shrey went eight tard. I would have, he always finds the gems. But like this is insane, and obviously it's a clinker coin. You know, the thing with base, the C-level guys like Jesse and all them, they love clinker. Clinker in a way is actually pretty interesting token as well, but I'm not going to talk about it because it's a high market cap coin. But this just shows, degens I think are seeing this. And if this was on Solana, this thing would have already rugged. I mean, that's just how it is. Developers would have launched it. So here on Clanker, there's more trust and whatever. So I just wanted to point this out. I'm not saying buy it. I think actually the chart looks cooked right now. I think this first leg is done. I think this is going to be a retrace. I think if you were trying to say start buying here, I think you're an idiot. No, I shouldn't say that. That's harsh. I don't want to say that. I just think you're working for your bags and you want to like sell. There's no way this is like just randomly going to go to 100 million. I think it's topped out. But GG to anyone who made money. You should really take profits. But again, I just had to show this because Base is going to capture a lot of interest, man. A lot of interest. They know that ecosystems where real builders go. Tomorrow they have a launch. I think that one's actually going to be hyped hard, like a ton. It's called Kato. Do you know much about like yaps and stuff, Chris? Kato?
No, I have no idea.
So Kato is like, let me see. So let me just share this screen. So Kato is like a very hype launch. It's going to be on Base. It's going to be like, I think on Binance. Like it's basically attention. Like as a creator, you should actually make an account. You get paid for yaps, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, this is going to probably open up at like $1 billion market cap or something. But I bring that up because these bigger companies are going to use Base. The transition's happening. I thought Solana would be the one. But again, after the fiasco of what's gone down, they're coming to Base. And I think once they launch something on Base, like Kaido and stuff, this is where, VVV got launched, already hit like 3 billion. And, once it hits exchanges, it drops. It's going to set the playbook. Base has the ability now to capitalize on the turmoil that happened on Solana and do things properly on Base. And if anyone's going to do it properly, it's going to be Base. They're not going to be, I'll take my chances that they're not going to be nefarious. Everyone's going to come to Base. All the big institutions, all the governments, they're not going to fuck with Solana anymore. And so, yeah, I think Frock is a good example. I think tomorrow you'll see Kato probably do crazy. I don't think you should buy Kato because they'll probably open up. There's going to be a big airdrop. So anyways, I have to just show Base is popping. And I think there's a lot of memes that need to play catch up, but I had to show that one to just show you what's going to go down.
Love it, man. Love it. No, I definitely do think that's going to be a great play. I think Base is going to be a phenomenal ecosystem. And I remember what really attracted me to Base was Coinye. And Coinye did, God, man, I think it was like 1,000x. I can't remember what it was. But when that Base season went off, it just showed you the power community and the way. And the one thing I really love about the Base meme coin pump was how Jesse reacted to this. He never hated on any coin. He just supported every community member and he supported every founder and developer. And he was just cool with everybody, copacetic and really professional. And I think that's part of the reason why so many people stay there is because of Jesse. And that's how I view this ecosystem. That, and they also don't have their own little native Base token. So it's like a meme coin playground. So I think overall, man, it's cool, dude. So yeah, man. Good stuff. All right. Now the next one that I want to talk about. Well, what's a good one to talk about? I didn't think about this. What should I show? Oh, actually, first off, I want to show you this chart, dude. I got to show you the Thin Vesta chart. Now, I'm not saying buy this thing. I just want to show you how crazy this thing went off. And, the funny part about it was I saw this thing at 200K market cap. And it's sitting at 16.1 million.
Wow.
So this is the guys that created the dominance chart. And so here's the utility of, well, not really. Technically it is utility, but there's a 4% burn and a 1% reflection. Now, what was interesting is I think it was 92% of the tokens was sent to a burn wallet address. So all those 92% tokens were receiving reflections on top of the burn. So this thing's like hyper deflationary. Now, if I just go back and just show you the price chart, like I said, I would not buy this right now because this thing is literally in a banana. Yeah, it's going crazy. And then there's a little bit of a doji. So this might form a gravestone doji. But the team that founded dominance is the team that founded Finvesta. And this has LPs with the Maria tokens, the PRC20 tokens, all these sorts of tokens. So I do believe that when this thing retraces, down to, I would say, probably the 0.88. I think that'll be your time to scoop up a bag. I actually might scoop it up at 0.88, but long story short, something to keep your eye on. So about $2.40. And also, this was like the big thing that sold me on the Damas price chart. Does that make sense?
Yeah. Damn,
Yeah.
that's crazy. This is actually the first time I'm hearing about this token. Like my trenches, like I'm not really in the trenches at the moment. The most I have is like Richard's pump fund ones that he's created. I got a couple of those. But yeah, man, I mean, I'm even learning. I've never even heard of this one. I didn't even hear about the other reflection one that you talked about. But damn, this is that's it's called banger in DJ terms.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'll let you guys know about this because we're not going to bring up on like future live streams. I'll probably bring up when I start getting in, but I would put this on your watch list. This one specifically on your watch list. There will be a correction. We just went through wave 1. Now we got to go through wave 2. Once wave 2 is over, you're going to see it bottom out, and that's going to be your second opportunity. If you missed out on that opportunity before wave 3, RIP, baby. So, all right. So another token I want to specifically talk about. I want to talk about Miggles.
Yes, and also everyone tuning in. I got a couple more base plays. Like I said, I think base has been completely slept on, and it's so funny, Chris. Like I didn't even look at the Clanker chart, and I told you like Clanker is the deployment. I was like, I think this is going to be a pretty big one. It's a little, and just today went from $34 and it hit on a wick 171. That's the one who deployed the Frog token. So obviously. Just funny. I was like, yeah, Bill's right again. Let's go.
I love it, man. Oh man, man, you're bullish on Frog, and now Guga's bullish on Frog.
Well, no. I have to take that back though. I mean, I know Goo's bullish on Frog. I'm not bullish on Frog because I didn't get in at 0K market cap. 30 million is not really my cup of tea. But hey, I could be a bottom signal, like Goo says. Maybe he just wants to ape. Everyone has different styles. My style is to not buy the tops, but hey, I hope you guys print and I'm left in the dark. And you guys just catch like a runner to like 100+ million. Nothing would make me more happy than my boys eating.
Yes, sir. Always when the homies are eating, that's good stuff.
It is.
Yes, sir. All right. I want to talk about Miggles. I love the Miggles community. Every time they shill hard, they got the Miggles PFPs everywhere. Miggles, in my opinion, is the #1 meme coin community on Base. I know it's an argument of who's better. I know there's a lot of Brett fans, but I'm not a big fan of bundle tokens. So, Miggles, what happened on the chart? Gave us an inverse head and shoulders. I actually did put out a tweet when it bombed out right here, and I said, hey, I think this is the bottom. And then next thing you know, this thing just went bananas. No, actually, no, it was this day. I'm sorry. It was this day in the morning, and then the thing just literally exploded. And then we had like an emergency Twitter Spaces, and then next thing you know, Lily AI comes on and blows our mind. But long story short, what I saw was we had a inverse head and shoulders. We broke out. We hit our target. Actually, we blew past our target. Then we came back down, tested the target breakout. Then we broke down, came back to the neckline. And so what I'm seeing with this chart, we're still trading at this neckline that was identified by this inverse head and shoulders, trading sideways. I'm pretty sure the consolidation is due to the market chop since, this is a low liquidity L2. When we hear news in the market, and it definitely impacts all the meme coins across the board. Now, taking a look at the MACD, what I'm seeing on the MACD is when we start to see the 12 and 26 come really close and touch each other like this, and then bounce off and start trading really, really close without a clear cross, what it's telling me is it's sideways consolidation. So the Miggles price chart, right now we're trying to find a low. The question is this the bottom of this recent breakdown? And then after that, we'll probably see some sideways consolidation until we start to see the chain either have a meme coin season or more liquidity inflow onto the chain. So I'm not saying buy Miggles right now. I'm saying based off of what I'm seeing right here, this could be a higher low from what we saw in previous weeks. And if that's the case, this might be a great opportunity to start dollar cost averaging in and taking position. But overall, Miggles sitting at about $57 million market cap. That's undervalued in my opinion. I think this thing should be $500 million. even in the billions. That's my thoughts. Build a bull. Any thoughts on Miggles?
Yeah, I mean, this is a bag that I'm just like set it and forget it. It's in my ledger, just hang out. I think it's extremely bullish. Goo is saying right now, Wintermute is market making. They always dump before the pump. He's absolutely correct. They are one of the top market makers, whether you like them or not. They are one of the top, but they also manipulate this stuff. They want to shake it out as much as possible, so nothing always goes down forever. They make money both ways, so they know they're going to dump. Probably people are panicking, but then guess what? It's going to be bought up. Every metric is showing Miggles is going to pop. And I think, again, if you guys are around in April of 2024, Base had that 1 month, everything popped. And again, it's just like any other chain, it's not that saturated. The top memes are not saturated. There's like Toshi, is going to catch a bid. There's Miggles. There's a bunch of others. But like Miggles is a prime position to reach the $1 billion level before the next pullback. That is still my target. All it takes is one Coinbase listings, and then Wintermute scooping it up and helping push that. So we're looking at a wave. Like I said, the next wave is going to come. It's going to take it past its all-time high, which is around 200 million. But again, this is one of those plays where just sit on, relax, sit back, and just see what happens. And yeah, as you say, that yellow line that you're showing is pretty important, but I don't see it breaking down from that inverse head and shoulders. So still bullish on Miggles. They rate hard, and it's one of the top projects on Base for a reason. And it's been around and it's cooking, and I like that. And there's a lot of strength in those type of memes. So still bullish on Miggles all the way.
Yeah, man. And the last thing I want to point out here, I know we got a lot of lines, and this thing looks kind of crazy, but on the weekly, I'm seeing that it's actually forming an ascending triangle, a very long-term ascending triangle, and we have about 6 touch points. So what that also tells me, on a longer time frame, just like Bill says, this thing's ready to pop. It's ready to go. And we tested out of the triangle a couple times, broke back in. And as we get to the tip of this triangle and we start to see that consolidation, then that means sellers are exhausted and boom, ready to go. So overall, extremely bullish. All right, Bill, what you got for us?
All right, so let's see. Just a couple I kind of quickly before we end things. So obviously, I just want to show you guys Clanker. As I told you, like this thing was 40, it hit 150. I'm not saying buy this, but this is a pretty clean retest. If you are looking for a retest, I mean, buying in at this retest point around 60 is probably good. That's just how these things work. You consider that support. But again, these are tokens that are on Base that have been pushing. This one's been since November. So again, this is like a safer play. Just pointing it out that Base is capturing the volume. But yeah, other than that, I mean, listen, and I think the one that you should not be buying is Rip. Where is it? Brett. You gotta show Brett. Yeah, man, look how far Brett's gone down, and I think this is where you have to understand TA matters. If you look at this chart, which we called, and if you guys have been following the next layer, I even said to you guys, Brett looks horrifically bad. And double top. This is a classic double top. This trend line has been in place since May of 24. Trend lines matter. Look what happened here. It was 800 million or so, like in here, 880. I even said when it came down, start selling, only rebuy if it breaks up here at 1.2 billion. It went from 880 million down to now it's at 370 million. This looks atrocious. Again, only get back in if it breaks this high again. This is deviation, but it's going to take a while, man. So 1.2, I think anyone trying to think it's going to go to 10 billion market cap is absolutely smoking some good stuff, or is just a massive bag holder, or maybe their crashes like brother or something, because this thing is cooked. There's no reason to get into a chart like this. If you're truly objective, this looks horrifically bad. There's no reason to, when you have other charts that, for instance, we talked about Miggles, the way I draw it, it's just beautiful. This is how I draw it. You have this trend line. This is your 1, 2, 1, 2. This is just chilling. As long as it's above 37 million, doesn't break below. If it starts breaking below 30, I don't think it will. Then that's trouble. Like, I'm not talking about a wick, but like daily closes, then that would be trouble. But I don't see that happening. I see this going up. So there's no reason to get into something like that. The other one I'll say is if you're looking for some low cap gems, I still got to shout out Boomer, 2.8 million. I've seen what they are. They're going to be one of the top people at the event in August. And this thing is just chilling, man. This is the type of projects you want to be in, not the one in Brett. And this is super low. I mean, there's heavy support around 2.5 million. I expect massive candles up. So there's something for everyone on Base. We just got to give it some time to cook. But I think the fun's about to begin now that Solana is dead.
Yeah, man, I definitely do agree. And then the one last coin I want to give a quick shout out to before we wrap this up. I don't know what it is about this Base coin. It's definitely a low market cap gem, but I got a lot of mad love for this, and it's Barry the Badger, man. Barry the freaking Badger. It's got a similar chart to what we see with Miggles. Overall, we had a massive pop. I think it was like a couple weeks ago, and then the market came back in, and now it's doing some sideways consolidation. But we are trading at some support, excuse me, at about 800K market cap. The one thing I will say is if we start dipping down here, I'll be a little bit concerned. But currently at its present level, this is a great consolidation zone, and I honestly think Barry is going to be a phenomenal beta play on top of Toshi, because this was actually launched on Toshi Mart, and it's actually one of the first big meme coins to get a lot of adoption. And I like the Badger, the community's loud, and I believe it was the branding artist for Toshi does all the work for Barry. So the memes, the videos, the marketing, all that stuff, it's actually done by one of the lead marketers of Toshi. So yeah, man, I think Barry could be anywhere from a $10 million market cap to $100 million market cap. So that's my last shout out. All right, my man, we're coming very close to an hour. Any thoughts today on this live stream, and is there anything else you want to share?
I may be biased, but I think this was an incredible show. I think this is probably the show you need for all things alpha on all the chains. We just give you the good and the bad. We don't sugarcoat things. We're telling you what we think is interesting, and if there's ever something that you like, shoot us a comment. I think it's, until now, in the blood moon, it should be fun. We should see what happens. I'm sitting tight. I have my positions. I think now is the time to finish your accumulation and just chill for the next few months and see what happens. And if you're going to be trading, if you're going to be doing some degen shit, use an app, a bot. I highly recommend that if you want to snipe stuff or if you want to get in super low. And we recommend JuiceBot for all your degen needs. Links down below. And again, last thing is join the new Telegram room. We're going to share the calls first on there. And I think that'll be a good way to kind of see what we're spotting. We'll talk Base, we'll talk Pulsechain, we'll talk Titanx, we'll talk whatever. Every guy in there, Good, Chris, myself, we know our shit. So let's go. Join us free in there. And man, appreciate each and every one of you. I think we had about 300 plus people watch. Not bad.
Yes, sir. And to add on, that was a phenomenal wrap up. Guys, please like this live stream, share it out, follow my boy Bill at Late Night on Base. Follow me at TheVerse369 on Twitter. And then till then, guys, we'll see you next one. Peace out, y'all.
Peace out, everyone.